So everyone should be able to hear us now. Welcome everybody. Excuse the weird setup that you can see cameras and things like that. We just thought we were gonna film a review of the new Battle in Balins Tomb board game by GW, which I was really luckily sent an early copy of. But we decided why not play it live, and you can have your own point of view on it. And we've had one little game previously, and it was quite good actually. I quite enjoyed it. It's not as easy or cut and shut as you think it's going to be, even when you read the instructions. What we'll do, we'll give you a little overview first. We'll let people join in. Let us know if you are interested in this, if you've got your eye on it. We are using painted minis, so if I just go to this camera, you can see we are using painted minis, except for the red bow dudes, because I don't have any Moria Goblin bowmen painted, because I don't have any in my army, because they're a bit naff. But everything else is painted, so we're not using the original sprues, which are these. So the Goblins come on a red sprue, and the Fellowship come on a nice blue sprue. So they're brand new sprues. Great little box set. We're not sure of the price point yet. That's not been announced, so I can't tell you the price point on that. But yeah, it's a good little game, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nice and fun. It's a bit swingy, not as easy as you think for either side, really. I don't think.
Well, I think because of the models we're using, and because we're SBG players at heart, you kind of have this thing in your head that, you know, Aragorn is a mighty hero and he's got 3 might, 3 will, 3 fate. It's a totally different rule set. It's got nothing to do with that. So basically, each character in the Fellowship has its own profile. The statistics on each profile card are move, attack, defend, and wounds. The move obviously tells you how many squares you can move. If I go to this camera, I think you can see the squares better. So the board is split up into little squares. As you can see, the little sort of dots, the little crosshairs are the corners of each square, so it doesn't impact too much on the visuals of the board. So that's quite cool. The hobbits all move 4 squares. You can move up, down, left, right, and vertical. Gandalf, Aragorn, Legolas, and Boromir move 6 squares, and Gimli moves 5 squares. The goblins move 5 squares.
Goblins are all 5, and then the cave troll, when he turns up, is 6.
Yeah, and then so as far as profile cards go for the evil, Matt will be playing evil. He has 3 different types of goblins. So he's got bowmen, spearmen, and goblins with a sword and shield, and each one gets a different little bonus, which we'll come to in a minute. And then obviously there's the cave troll. The game is played over 12 turns, so you start on turn 1. The aim of the game for the Fellowship is to complete the full 12 turns and have, is it Frodo and...
three Fellowship members left alive, including Frodo.
And that's a good win. If the evil kill Frodo, the best that good can hope for is a draw.
Yeah.
And then obviously killing everyone in the Fellowship is an evil win. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Then so on the Fellowship we have different abilities as well. So each character has its own special individual ability, which I'll talk through as we're playing the game. And then we have these nice dice. Now this is a D6, but it doesn't have 1 to 6 on it. I'm trying to think if I could get a shot. If I go on that one, it's a little bit closer. So where would be the 6 is the 1 ring. You also have shields, which are defense against when your opponent attacks or inflicts a wound. And then also little stings or swords. So that would be a wound inflicted on my opponent. So it's sword or shield to inflict or defend.
And it's a nice little touch as well. So the evil dice have similar as in the
shield. There's a Moria shield and a Moria, like, is it scimitar? And then the 6 on the evil dice is the eye. And what that means is, so when you roll these dice, depending on why you're rolling them, the ring, if I roll a ring, I can choose whether that be a shield or a sting, a sword. And it also creates special 1 ring abilities on your profile card. So again, depending which character rolls that, you know, that ring could become, it could inflict 2 wounds, it could defend different things. But we'll go through that as we play the game. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. We're gonna run through it. I reckon the game we played earlier, it took about half an hour, and that was our first game. it proved pretty difficult for the Fellowship, I won't lie. I got turn 2 and I think I'd killed every goblin on the board. And then all of a sudden it just went downhill from there. I got a little bit cocky and it went a bit downhill. So I'll just show you the board from this view because you can see the whole board. As you can see, we've got the turn counters here. And we just move this sort of little icon every turn. And then we have the Fellowship, which start it's kind of straight out of the movies, the scene. So you've got Aragorn, Legolas and Boromir facing off, waiting for the door to burst open and goblins come running in. You've got Gimli on the tomb. The tomb is also a line of sight blocker, which I think we forgot in the last game, but it is a line of sight blocker. It says it in there, I think.
Yeah, just for the hobbits and the goblins.
Oh, is it just for the hobbits and the goblins?
Yeah.
And then, but these pillars must be, yeah.
Yeah.
So anything that's red has a red outline like that. You can't really pick it up on the camera, but there's the pillars all the way down the side, and these thicker pillars here. They're like solid walls. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It's pretty basic rule set, but I think from the game that we had, it's actually not as basic as you think, and it's quite precarious because the hobbits, Frodo has 2 wounds, and it's quite easy to wound hobbits. Every other hobbit has 1 wound. Gandalf, Aragorn, Gimli and Boromir have 3 wounds, and Legolas has 2 wounds. As you'd expect, Legolas is pretty good at ranged combat. There is no kind of limited range. If you can see it, you can shoot it if you've got a ranged weapon. So Legolas can shoot his bow. He's actually more proficient with his bow than he is with his daggers. Aragorn's got a bow, and then you've got 4 bowmen. The hobbits can throw stones, but they do have a limited range, which I think is 5 squares. So they can throw a stone at anything up to 5 squares. A couple of rules that I think we will go over before we do start is you can only attack hand to hand if you're in an adjacent square. You get to move and attack each turn. So each turn, Evil will always go first, and Matt will activate all his warriors first. And he gets a move action and an attack action for each goblin. And then the Fellowship will go. One thing to know, if you are in combat when you start your activation, or if you attack a goblin, say I attack a goblin and I fail to kill it, if I then choose to try and move away, the goblin gets basically a free strike, so he gets to roll a dice to see if he inflicts a wound, and I can't roll a defense dice against that. What was it called? What do they call it?
Sudden attack.
A sudden attack. So it's like it's as if I've
Sudden strike.
Sudden strike. Yeah, it's as if like I've turned my back to run away or walk away, and they've kind of hit me on the way out. I don't get a chance to defend that. I'll put my phone on silent. I do apologise. So that kind of stops you just sort of bouncing from one to the other. I've got to think about it. I've fell victim to that quite a few times. I kept forgetting. At one stage in the last game, I thought, oh, I'll take the hit because I've got enough dice to try and defend, forgetting that I don't get any dice to defend, and actually died. So yeah, so the different characters have different attack values. It's 3 max. 1 is the minimum of dice to roll for attack or defend. An example profile I'll give you is Legolas. So Legolas can move 6 inches. If he wants to attack someone, he rolls 2 dice. Unless he's shooting, he actually gets an extra dice and can roll 3. In defending, he rolls 2 dice, and he has 2 wounds. His ability is Legolas can attack any enemy he can see, regardless of distance. If the enemy is not in an adjacent square, Legolas uses 3 dice, like I said, instead of the 2. And the 1 ring action, so if he rolls a 1 ring, if Legolas rolls a 1 ring when making an attack roll against a non-adjacent enemy, so if he's shooting at somebody, he may immediately make another attack against another non-adjacent enemy he can see. This extra attack only uses 1 blue dice. So that's an example of Legolas's 1 ring ability, and I'm not going to go through them all. As they come up, I'll explain them, and likewise for the evil side. How many have we got in? We've got 29 years in watching. Everyone's in. I thought this would be like tea time. People wouldn't come in. I thought we'd have 2 or 3. So welcome everyone. Please do get involved in the chat. Just let me change that to live chat so I can see what everyone's saying. Adam Harrison's in. Yeah, Connor Trainer's in. Hajinda's in. Joe Wilkins Kemp. When does this start? It started, my friend. Aaron Somerville. Master Ball UK, how you doing, mate? Thomas Sherlock. Dan Maskell's in. Hey, pal. Quinn's in. Quinn, where have you been, man? It was your birthday the other day. Happy birthday, Quinn. Sean's in. Michael Haskell's in. And Adam, I think I've already said Adam Harrison. So please do get your comments in the chat. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you're thinking of picking this up at Christmas. I think this will be. I'm actually going to play this on Christmas Day with I've got 2 young kids, and my wife is not a gamer by any stretch. She looks at me like I'm a weirdo every time I start talking about stuff to do with hobby and gaming. So I'm hoping she'll get involved with this because it is really easy to pick up. It is quite basic, but I think quite a bit of thought goes into it, more so than I thought it did. But yeah, should we get stuck in?
Yeah.
And we'll explain it as we go. I'll keep an eye on the chat. So if any questions arise, if I do something you don't understand, or Matt does something you don't understand, or we say something you don't understand, please do ask in the chat. Remember, there is like a 20-second delay between what we actually do live and you guys seeing it. But we will keep an eye on the chat, and we'll answer any questions that come up. We'll give these a shuffle because I know Matt. Oh.
I've done it before. There's a special way you need to do it. So you take six cards out.
Right.
Put the troll card back in, shuffle them.
I should say that. So every turn, is it at the beginning of every turn? So at the beginning of every turn, not on turn 1, you pick up a card and there'll be, what do they call them?
The Goblin deck.
The Goblin deck. And there'll be something in there, like it'll say place X amount of goblins at the entrance or place X amount of goblins at the well or whatever. But there is one card in there which says they have a cave troll, and the cave troll comes in, which I'm hoping is near the bottom, because when that happened, my day just got a lot darker. So every turn you pick one up, but then went from turn 5?
6.
So from turn 6, you then pick up 2 cards, and then when does it go to 3?
Turn 11 and 12 are 3.
So turn 11 and 12, you pick up 3 cards. So basically, at the back end of the game, it just gets very hectic. So what I learned from playing the first one is not be so gung-ho, because I got my arse handed to me big time. Right, should we get stuck in? I do have 2 camera views, so I'll try and keep flicking from backwards and forwards to keep it interesting for you. Yeah, let's do it. So Eve will always go first. So Matt will get to move his. Again, remember, he gets to move and attack, and he can do that in any order with whichever he wants to do first.
So I've lined up with 1 goblin with bow and 2 spears in the front. So I'm going to start with my guy with the bow. So they get 1 attack dice and can attack any enemy they see. So he's going to attack Legolas and misses.
He gets nothing. Nothing.
And then he'll move. If they can move 5.
Yeah.
And then my spearmen will run in. 1, 2.
Now, spearmen, they don't have to be adjacent. They can be 1 blank square away from their target and still strike them in melee. It's to simulate having the long spear.
They can actually attack from 2 squares away.
2 squares?
So he's going to stay there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And he's going to stab Legolas.
Okay.
Nice.
Ooh, so that's a sword, as you can see. So that is a hit. So Legolas gets 2 blue dice to defend. So what I'm looking for here is either the 1 ring, which I can then say they are turning into shields, or straight shields. Here we go. So unfortunately, straight off the bat, Legolas takes a wound. That's 2 swords. So Legolas is now down to 1 wound. And remember, in this game, you cannot get wounds back. And it's a long way to turn 12.
So this goblin's going to move. Unsurprisingly, he's going to do exactly the same thing.
Oh, no. Okay, here we go. So 2 dice to defend. Come on, Legolas. So he gets a shield and a sting, a sword. So he has deflected that wound.
My other guys, because they can't get into base contact, they're just going to move out this way. And then my other bowmen, this guy is going to take a pot shot at Legolas.
Okay.
And finish him off.
No, he gets a shield, so that's nothing.
This guy's going to shoot at Legolas.
Oh, Legolas. I think Legolas will be lucky to see turn 2. So he does get a shield, so Legolas is fine.
And then the last one is also, unsurprisingly, going to shoot at Legolas.
And he gets a shield, and that's nothing. So now it is the turn of the Fellowship to activate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Legolas first before he dies. So he's going to shoot and then move. So he's going to attempt to shoot one of the bowmen over there. I'll change the shot there so it'll be a better shot. So he's going to be targeting this dude. And he gets 3 dice. And what I'm looking for is either the ring symbol or the sting symbol. Here we go. Let us know if this sound is okay as well, guys. So that's 2 wounds on that bowman.
So the goblins only roll 1 shield dice. So
yeah. So regardless of whether he rolled a shield or not,
front or back?
Front. So that is a goblin down. So now Legolas gets to move, and Legolas can't move 6. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He'll go to there.
Cowardly.
Aragorn is, I'll tell you what actually, so I'm going to activate Gandalf next, and Gandalf has an ability, and I'll read it to you. So Gandalf may use sorcerer's power to move a goblin. Choose a goblin within 3 squares of Gandalf and move it up to 3 squares. This move does not allow for a sudden strike. So actually I'm not going to activate Gandalf because he needs to be within 3 squares, doesn't he? Okay.
You could move him up first.
No. So Gandalf is going to move around the back here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because there's a well there.
For those of you wondering why Steve's done that, in the last game, my first goblin cards were goblins swarm out of the well, and they immediately piled in and took out all the hobbits. So he's a little bit nervous of that, I think.
Yeah, it wasn't fun. Legolas is going to shoot his bow at that goblin bowman in the corner. Not Legolas, Aragorn, sorry. So he gets... only get... So Aragorn would normally get 3 dice in melee, but because he's shooting, he goes down to 2. He's not as good a bowman as Legolas. So I'm still looking for sting symbols to kill this goblin here. That's 2, which he cannot defend. So that's good work by Aragorn. And now Aragorn will move back. 2, 3. I'll move Gimli next. Gimli can move 5 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I will now activate Boromir. See, the temptation here is because Boromir is a bit of a beast. The temptation is just to go kill some of the goblins. But I'm gonna take stock of what happened in the last game, and I'm gonna defend the hobbits. So he'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's the end of my activation. We'll move on to turn 2. So while Matt draws a card, I'll have a look in the chat.
There's one for everyone.
Oh dear.
Oh no, it's not.
Hey!
I saw the troll and got overexcited. It's just 2 goblins.
What does it say? What's it called? Goblin
Goblin
reinforcements. Yeah, a few more of those. So it's just 2 goblins entering from the doorway. Yeah.
Yeah. So I will just put 2 bowmen that you took off back on.
Yeah. Let's have a look. I'm going to before we do. I'll just jump back in the chat, Matt. Jose Maria. I felt very disappointed if these are the only news for the 20th anniversary. Not even any new models for the company. I would probably wait till Christmas time. Remember, we've got Am and Hen, which I think is obviously. Obviously, I think Am and Hen is a bit of a celebration for the 20th anniversary, and who knows what else. We're getting a lot of Easterlings being announced already this week. But I'd probably wait for around Christmas. But yeah, the Am and Hen looks sweet, really good. Nick Powell, looking forward to the gameplay. Aaron Somerville, howdy from Texas. Welcome, Aaron. It's good to have you, mate. I hope you're well. Sergeant Jack Rum says, thinking about getting this for my school gaming club. I think your school gaming club would really benefit from this game. It's a lot of fun, and it's a nice little gateway into SBG, I think. Quinn, I've been off in the world of MCP, picked up the new Witch King the other day though. Cheers for the happy birthday. No problem, mate. It's good to have you in. If you like MCP, I think you'll like what's coming. There was almost a live battle report tonight, but this took its place. Destro, how you doing, pal? Reese is in. How you doing, Reese? Get them paintbrushes ready for me, brother. We've been discussing our little chat, me and Matt, that we had today, Reese. I have the final bunch of things I'm going to send you. 2 squares, says Aaron. Classic Leggett, yeah, tell me about it. Aaron Somerville, red shoots faster, yeah. It's horrible. Julian's in, live battle report, where Steve needs to roll good dice. This is not going to end well. No, it is not. Damien's in, whoop whoop. Me and Sharwin are watching along while we wait for curry to arrive. Not sure how well, suggesting we watch this while we... Well, I hope you have a great curry. And I hope it's not too hot for little Sharwin. And Adam says, as the spearman can attack from 2 squares, do they get the free hit on Leggy if he moves away, or is it just adjacent? Just adjacent. So you've placed your minis, right? So it's now again Eve will go first all the time, which sucks, but there we go. So
I'm going to start this off by shooting at Legolas.
Of course you are. Yeah.
Start with the guys in the door. So the first one.
Oh my God. Yeah. I've got really bad vibes. Come on, Leggy. Come on, mate. Don't do this to me. Ooh, he gets the shield. So he moves up.
Next one's going to have another pot shot.
Oh,
and gets the hit again.
He gets the shield. I'm using up all my luck here, Matt.
This fella's going to have a shot.
Can they shoot through? They can shoot through goblins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this guy's going to have another shot at Legolas.
No, thank God. Can they shoot through the fellowship though?
Yes. So, hobbits and goblins can hide behind people, but the human-sized models can't.
Okay. So basically, I need to put Legolas behind this. Oh no, because he's human-sized. Flipping it. All right. Okay.
Okay, and then this guy's going to go. Oh, he's going to have a stab at Legolas. Oh
no.
And his mate. He's going to have a stab at Legolas. That's it.
Come on, Leggy. Come on, mate. Yeah, boy. The Legolas is fine for now. Actually, with the first game we had, I had a lot more fun than I expected playing it. It was really cool.
Goblins are being sneaky.
Yeah. Okay, so Fellowship's turn to activate.
Yeah.
So now you've come a little bit closer. I'm feeling a little bit braver. So I think what I'm gonna do is Boromir. In fact, I'll do my shooties first. So Aragorn's going to shoot this boatman. Sorry, I forgot to roll that on the thing, but it was 2 shields, so it was absolutely useless from Aragorn. He will now move, and he will just move back 1. In fact, he'll go 1, 2, 3 to there. Boromir will go 1, 2, 3 to there. And he's going to hit that goblin in the face. And Boromir gets 2 in attack. Now the thing is, anyone that is in oh, hang on a second. What I should have done there was, because what his special ability is, which I forgot all game last time because I ran him off. Members of the Fellowship may re-roll 1 blue dice when making a defend roll whilst adjacent to Boromir. So I need to remember that. Keep Legolas near him, I think. So Boromir's going to hit this goblin here. Boromir. And Legolas will shoot this goblin. And he gets 2 stings, so 2 wounds will kill the goblin. He'll stay where he is. I will now activate Gimli. 1, 2. Oh, I've activated Gimli already, haven't I moved him around here.
No, that's last turn.
Was that last turn? Oh, right, okay. Oh, yeah, it was, yeah. So he'll go back to where he started, and he'll strike that same goblin. And hopefully he'll show Boromir how it's done. And he does. He takes the goblin out. Okay. What I'll now do is I'll move these hobbits to there, so they're behind the tomb. Put him there, actually. He'll go there. And Gandalf will go there. And that is the end of turn 2. So we'll move into turn 3 while Matt draws a card. I'll see if any more chats come in. There's just a few. As the spearman can attack from 2 square. No, on that one. Yeah, boy. No Horn of Gondor, man. So, what did you get?
So we cannot get out. So this is a good one for the goblins. We get 1 goblin next to each of the trapdoors.
This is the one that's going to sting.
1 to the entrance of the tomb and 1 next to the well.
So that's pretty much what, like north, east, south, and west.
Yeah.
So the trapdoors are here and here. The well is here, and the door obviously is over there. So the Fellowship are going to be quickly getting overwhelmed. I must say, in the first game we had, Legolas's bow done a lot more damage at this stage. Right. Okay, so now you get to activate.
So this is the card I wanted because Steve has left Frodo exposed at the back.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to charge him.
It's quite hard to surround him.
Yeah.
And do stuff.
Yeah. He's going to move in there. Now these guys are good, so they get 2 dice in attack. And they get 1 dice in defense, but they get to re-roll that dice as well. So these are the powerhouses of the goblins.
Yeah. I'm really glad you said that.
He's going to move in there. He's also going to attack Frodo.
Keep that going. Keep that going. So the one eye. So Matt can choose for that to be a shield or a sword. Obviously, he's going to choose for that to be a sword, which is a wound. So now Frodo gets to defend. If Frodo rolls a ring when making a defend roll, he may put the ring on. Frodo ignores all wounds for the whole attack. Also, Frodo may move up to 3 squares. So I get 2 blue dice, and I'm hoping for a ring. Can I move through my own dudes or not? We don't know. We don't know the answer to this. Let's see what we get anyway. So this is an absolute travesty, as I've just rolled 2 daggers. So that is a wound to Mr. Baggins.
And no, you can't move through other models.
Okay. That sucks. So it wouldn't have mattered if I got a thing.
That's exactly what we wanted.
No, it's not.
So I will. This guy with the spear next to Boromir will stab Boromir.
Okay. No, he just gets a shield, so it's nothing. Frederick, I would say yes. I like it. I think it's a fun little game.
And this guy will move in and see if he can finish off.
Oh, don't do it, man. Don't do it. Oh, that's shocking. That is shocking. So it's a big roll needed. Legolas is down to 1 wound. I get 2 dice to defend. And I need 2 shields. I need 2 shields. Come on. Come on. So unfortunately, turn 3, Legolas, he's dead. He's gone. Legolas is out of there. This is not good. Turn 3 in the test game, I was sat on the board on my own with my full fellowship because I'd killed all the goblins. Now I'm surrounded. I've got Frodo down to 1 wound, and my big hitter with ranged attack is gone.
So this guy is gonna. He's going to move to there, and he's going to have a stab at Gimli on his way past. He's not.
Thank God.
This guy's just going to move to here and have a stab at Sam.
Yeah. Thank God. So remember, if they've got a spear, they can attack up to 2 squares away.
And then the goblins are going to take it in turns. These 3 shooting at Aragorn. Are they? In fact, this one's going to move.
Yeah.
To here, and he's going to have a pot shot at this
Pippin.
Pippin, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so Pippin only gets. See, the hobbits are so squishy. They only get 1 defense dice, and they've only got 1 wound. Oh God. Right. Okay. So 1 dice needing a shield. There are 2 shields on the dice, so it's a 1 in 3 chance. Here we go. Come on, Pip. Oh, that's Pippin gone. He's out of there. He's gone. No way. Ragus Mage. Not sure about the value. Fellowship and only 12 goblins. Seemed like a quick Christmas cash grab. It's just another way to use the models, I think. We don't know what the price point is. I think it's they're using it as like I say, it's basically your gateway into SBG. You get a load of models that are blue or red. You want them to look like what they look like in the book. So you buy some paints, you start painting them, you enjoy it, and you want to build an army, and it goes from there.
And it's quite a nice quality little box. Like the board's quite nice, the artwork's quite nice on it.
Yeah. I have a feeling. I mean, how much is the plastic fellowship sprue? Is it 20 quid, 25 quid? And 1 sprue of goblins, probably what value? Tenner. And then obviously all the card stock, plus the time that you get from it of enjoying it. I think if it's around the 35, 40 quid mark, I think we're all right. It could be cheaper. We don't know. We just don't know. We'll soon find out. As far as it stands, ignoring the price point, I think it's a fun little game. If you play SBG especially, it's something that's familiar, and it does actually make you think. I mean, you can see I've lost Pippin and Legolas already, and we're only on turn 3, and I've got to see through 12 turns. I'm struggling.
So this guy's moved up. He's going to have a pot shot at Boromir, because we all know Boromir hates arrows.
Oh, for frig's sake. So Boromir's a big dog. He gets 3 dice to defend, so I've got faith in Boromir here. That's probably not what I wanted to say before rolling. Oh! Oh, come on. So Boromir takes a wound. He's down for 2 wounds.
Boromir hates arrows.
So he's got an arrow sticking out of him.
Well, there's 2 more archers left, so this guy's going to have another shot.
Should have magnetised some arrows. Oh, right. Boromir, don't mess about. Come on, here we go. You are kidding me. You are kidding me. I could not roll a single sword with Boromir against the Cave Troll in the last game. I've just rolled 6 swords. That is another wound. So he's down to 1 wound. Flipping heck.
This guy's going to see if he can finish the job.
Right, listen guys, on Christmas morning when you're playing this game, quick tip, kill the bowman. Kill the bowman. Oh, he loves it. He loves it. He loves it. He's still about. Still about. Adam Harrison says, "What about second breakfast?" The king. This is painful. Try being me, mate. Try being me. Okay.
You'll go.
My go.
Thank
God for that. Right. So. Right. Okay. So Gandalf is going to activate first, and he's going to use his ability to move a goblin 3 squares. 2, 3. So he's going to move him 1, 2, 3. So he's now adjacent to Gandalf and Sam. Gandalf. Flipping heck, I shouldn't have done that. Shouldn't have done that, but we're not going to do takebacks. I've moved the wrong bloody one. Right, so because if Gandalf moves away now, you get a free hit on Gandalf, don't you? So I've just shot myself in the foot there. But do I take the free hit to do what I wanted to do? Yeah.
You can.
So Gandalf's going to move away to there, and because he's moved away out of adjacent square to this goblin gets a free hit on Gandalf that I can't defend against.
I think is it just 1 dice?
Just 1, yeah.
Dice?
Of course it's a hit! Gandalf takes a wound. Freaking hell. Right, so Gandalf is now going to attack this goblin here. He gets 2 dice to attack. Here we go. You are kidding me. Like, where were the shields when Legolas fell? Where were the shields? God's sake. Okay, so Sam here is going to attack this goblin. Sam gets 1 in attack. It's a hit.
This goblin gets 1 in defense, but you can re-roll it.
Re-rolls it. He doesn't. Sam's brave. Samwise the brave. Now I do get to move. So he will go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Boromir is going to strike this goblin. Yeah? 2 dice. Come on, Borough. Be useful for something. He gets 1. You re-roll. I needed him to die! So, I can't even move away now. Because otherwise you're going to hit him when he's down to 1 wound. Right, Merry. Merry Brandybuck. 1, 2, 3. Merry's going to hit that goblin in the face.
He would get a strike from the goblin as he moved away.
Which one? This one? Okay. Oh, was he there?
Yeah.
Okay, well, Frodo will attack him first then. So Frodo will attack that one. Frodo means business. Does nothing. Enemies may only attack Frodo if they're adjacent to him. Yeah. That sucks.
Hit that one with Merry and then just move to tie up the other one.
Yeah, I think I'll have to. I've still got Aragorn to move, but I need him to die so I can get to him.
Hey Glyn.
Hey Glenn, how you doing? Okay. See, this isn't as straightforward as you think. It's a thinking man's game, and unfortunately, I'm not a thinking man. Right, so Frodo, as I've done Frodo, right?
Yeah.
I've done Sam, I've done Gandalf. Merry's still to go. Yeah?
Yeah.
So Merry. So, and Boromir's gone, and I went with him first, and he failed miserably. He can't shoot. Frodo anyway. You can only strike him. Okay. I can move diagonal, can't I?
Yeah. The guys with the shields are the ones with the 2 attack dice, so they're the ones that are more likely.
Yeah. So I'll go 1, 2, because I've not left.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna attack him. So Aragorn gets 3 dice. So I'm attacking this guy with Aragorn. He gets 2.
Very dead.
So he's down, so that's helped. And Gimli then will move to there and attack this goblin. I needed him tying up though. He's got two dice. He gets 1 wound. The reroll. Oh, come on! Give me a break.
Everyone loves a reroll.
Yeah. So on for turn 4. So I'll.
And Merry's not been yet.
Oh, has it not been? Oh, Merry will hit him then. Yeah, Merry will have to hit him, won't we? Come on, Merry. So we're on to turn 4. I'll jump in the chat, Matt, if you want to.
Yeah, so I'll draw the card. Drums in the deep.
Regas Mage says, done that one. Tony Marshall, welcome, Tony. He says, even though late to the party, so me and the wife are watching from half an hour in the past. Let's see if we're convinced to buy this. I think it's a great little game. I do think it's a great little game. There's so many different ways you can play it. Steve's more a fan of. Sean says, is this only available at GW or will Element Games have it? I'm not too sure, but we're at the studio, so I can ask and I'll find out and I'll pop it in the on the group.
I think a lot of it will depend on how they price it. If it's priced well, then I think it's a nice little box.
I've got a feel. My first thought was it was going to be around the 40 quid mark, but the more I think about it, I think it might be around 30, 35. I think
at that point it's
worth it. I think it's worth it. If you're paying 20 quid for the fellowship, the game itself is a lot of fun. Like if you might be meeting up with pals, you haven't got time for a 2-hour game of SBG and getting your minis out and picking an army. You just get this out and have a bit of a giggle with it.
So my goblin from the well's going to run up and and he's going to try and finish off Frodo. One.
Come on, Frodo. If you notice, I've not rolled a ring yet.
He just
Oh, his shield. Boom, boom.
So the goblin in front of Frodo is going to try and stab him.
No.
He doesn't.
Justice.
This guy's going to move up. He's going to stay there. And he's going to try and stab Frodo, just the 1 dice.
Oh, so Matt can change that to be any emblem that he wants, and obviously he's going to choose the sword. So Frodo is going to roll 2 dice, and I need to see a shield or a ring.
I think the last goblin that can get to him is this one. He's going to have a little stab at Frodo.
Oh.
So then of my other goblins, the one in front of Gimli is going to ignore Gimli and stab Boromir, who's on his last legs.
Come on, Bozza. Come on.
Then the spearman in front of Boromir is going to try and stab him.
Oh.
Finish him off.
Right. Come on, Boromir. Oh, there he is. There he is. There's Boromir.
So, sticking with the theme, the other bowmen are all going to take it in turn shooting at Boromir. So, starting with the one over there.
Yeah. Ooh! He saves it with a shield.
The Next one is also going to shoot at Boromir.
Yeah. He misses. This one?
Last one's going to shoot at Boromir.
Come on!
Misses. And sensibly, the other one should go and shoot at Sam, but I really want to take Boromir down.
So this guy?
This last one.
So you can change that to be a hit. Okay, Boromir. Do not let the side down here, mate. Oh, come on!
The final arrow.
Can you believe he died by 3 arrows? That's not good, man. That's not good. The Fellowship are going down too quick. So now it's my activation. Okay. Let's have a think. Let's do... Let's change that shot. Let's do hashtag Team Matt. Screw you, Glyn. Screw you. Resave's not having much luck with the dice, Steve, mate. Shame you can't use your Battle Streams dice. Are the figures the same as the MESBG? Yes, it's exactly the same sprue. It's just that the Fellowship sprue is made from blue plastic. Let's see, we're on that camera, aren't we? And the Moria Goblin sprue is made from red plastic. The Cave Troll is exactly the same. Great plastic. But yes, it's exactly the same sprue. Right, I need to kill some things now, don't I? So if he kills him, yeah. So Gandalf, I'll hold off for Gandalf for a minute. Aragorn will strike this dude. Yeah, so Aragorn's here. He's going to hit this guy in the face. Come on. Oh, there's a ring. What does the ring mean for Aragorn?
2 hits.
If Aragorn rolls a ring when making an attack roll, he may choose it to represent 2 hits instead of choosing another result. That is exactly what it will do. 2 hits, bro. He's down. So Aragorn now gets to move 6, right?
If he wants to.
So he'll go.
He will get hit when he moves away.
Oh yeah, flipping heck.
He's on full health. Though.
Yeah, but mate, we're only on turn 4. Yeah, that sucks. Should have done Gimli first, shouldn't I? Do I just let it do it? 3. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, what should have done? Should have activated Gandalf first and moved him. Tricksy. Okay. I can't defend it, so it's not worth the risk. All right, Gimli is gonna strike this dude. Oh, come on.
Reroll.
Right, Frodo's gonna hit him. Frodo's gonna hit the same goblin. Oh, Frodo, you're a waste of space. Merry is... Gandalf's going to activate next. Yeah? I've not done Merry yet, have I? Gandalf's going to activate next. He's gonna move this goblin 1, 2, 3 to there. Yeah? And then he is going to attack this goblin with 2 dice. He gets 1. Reroll. This is too hard. Nothing's dying. Right, okay, that sucks. Big time. Gimli didn't do anything. I've got Merry left. Yeah? No, no Frodo rolled and just crumbled. So Merry's going to attack this goblin. There's not much else he can do. He wounds. Oh, that's a cave troll dies.
He dies.
He dies. So Merry's doing something right. So we'll move on to turn 5.
Okay. So this is the last turn of the single cards. And we get Goblin Ambush.
Oh, no.
One goblin next to each of the trapdoors.
I really didn't want them there. Michael Haskell says too early in the film for 3-hour Boromir, isn't it? Exactly. Like Marty's not sticking to script. Battle of Pelennor Fields project. Hey peeps, hey pal, how you doing? Battle of Pelennor Fields project. What is this project? Tell us about it. Michael Haskell says, I think stepping stone games like this are a great idea, and Balin's Tomb is so iconic. I totally agree. I really enjoyed the first game we had. And even though my dice rolls are a bit bobbins on this one, it's fun. It's fun.
Yeah. And I think for like the last game we played, by the end of turn 2, I had nothing on the table.
Yeah.
It seemed it was a lot different to this one.
Yeah, it shows you how different it can be. So there's longevity in the game as well, for sure.
So this spearman is going to stab Sam.
Oh, poor Sam. Oh, Sam. So Sam does get 2 dice to defend, because it's a bit hardy. Here we go. He's not that hardy. Come on. Shocking. So he takes a wound. Sam has 1 wound. Sam is down. See, this is how quick your fellowship can just fall. You do have to think about every move.
And this guy is going to move up here, and he's going to stab Merry.
Oh, poor Merry. Oh, now this is tough because Merry only gets 1 dice to defend. So I need a shield. So it's a 1 in 3 chance. Here we go. Come on, Merry, get in.
I think Merry's been your MVP. This guy will move up. I'm saving, so there's 2 goblins with swords and shields next to Frodo that I'm going to save.
Mm-hmm.
So this guy is going to have a shot at Aragorn.
Okay.
And he gets the...
So Aragorn can defend with 3. He gets a shield and a ring, which doesn't do anything on defense roll, so it's fine.
So this guy is going to have a shot at Aragorn. Misses.
Nothing.
This guy is going to have a shot at Aragorn.
Ooh. Here we go. So he does get 2 rings, so that I'll equate that to 2 shields.
And then this last one's going to have a shot at Merry.
Can't see him. The tomb.
Of course, yeah. So he's going to move and have a shot at Merry.
Okay. So you got the sword, yeah?
Yeah.
So Merry, come on, Merry. Can you do it one more time, mate? Yes! Come on! What does that do? Does it do anything on defense? If Merry rolls a ring when making a defend roll, he may choose to represent 2 shields instead of choosing another result. Just to be frivolous, I'll say that was 2 shields.
Okay. So the goblin with sword and shield in front of Frodo is going to try and finish the job.
Yeah. 1.
Just the 1.
Come on, Mr. Frodo. Oh, he loves it, mate. He loves it, mate. He loves it. I'll get a little bit tighter on this shot. You don't need to see all the bits and bobs.
And then the other one next to Frodo will also...
Yeah, boy. So, when Frodo rolls a ring to make a defend roll, he may put the ring on. Frodo ignores all wounds for the whole attack. Also, Frodo may move up to 3 squares, so I can actually move him without any risk. 2, 3. One, 2, 3. That's not a good idea.
Bear in mind, this guy hasn't gone yet.
These have shot, all right.
Yeah. The guy on the trapdoor is the only guy that hasn't been yet.
And the well. So it would stop him, but you can still move and shoot, can't you? God. It's difficult. Because I've got to go yet with my dudes, haven't I? Okay. Okay. So 1, 2, 3.
This guy will move in and hit Gandalf. It's the 1. Sword.
Gandalf gets 3 dice to defend. I will get to the chat, guys, just at the end of the turn. Was it just 1? Yeah, I get a shield, so I've defended that. Is that you done?
Yeah, that's me done.
I'll just jump in the chat before I do, so it doesn't get away. Where was it up to? Glyn says, you should know this, Steve, but a good craftsman never blames his tools. In this case, his dice. It's definitely the dice, mate. Pat Hobbit Gaming, do you still get the 1 ring marker in this box set? Yeah, the little ring is on the... Is there? Oh, there you go. It's quite cool. When does the cave troll arrive? So there's 1 card in the deck, in this deck, which has the cave troll on it. So when the card gets drawn, the cave troll arrives. Cave troll might be too late to the party. I think he might. Actually, looks fair fun, says the king. It is good. Might be all over before he rocks up. And Sebastian says he'll get there, and everyone will already be dead. Very, very true. It is a lot of fun. The king is a lot of fun. I'm glad I'm getting a chance to play it, and I'll definitely play it with the kids on Christmas Day without a shadow of a doubt. And if I'm having a few beers in the studio with anyone, and we just want to have a little game of something that's not too taxing on the brain, this is a great bit of fun. Right, so I get to activate now, yeah? Okay. So, Frodo is going to go and hide here. Like that. Gandalf is going to move this guy with his ability. Actually, I'm not going to activate Gandalf yet. I'm going to activate Gimli first, and Gimli's going to strike this goblin here. Gimli, you need to do a job here, mate. You've done nothing all game. 1 wound.
Gets the reroll.
Oh, yes! He dead. So what that does is free Aragorn to move without getting a strike against him, which helps. So I can move one of them, and I can try and kill one of them. Alright, I'll deal with that in a minute. So Gimli's gone. Merry is going to attempt to strike the spearman. Come on, Merry. Here we go. That's it. Oh! Merry. Good. That sucks big time. So which one of those should I move? I am going to use Gandalf's ability, and I'm going to move this guy 3 squares. 1, 2, 3. I am now going to attack this spearman with Gandalf. There we go. He gets 1 wound. What are you doing? That's not good. Okay. Aragorn is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and he's going to attempt to strike this goblin here. He gets 2.
So he can't block it, and he's dead.
So he did. And I think that's all my side activated. So we move into turn 6.
Yeah, so that means we're getting 2 cards a turn.
Oh no!
They are coming.
No.
2 goblins in the entrance to the tomb and 1 next to the well.
Oh. So as Matt places them, I'll jump back in the chat. Hajinda says, how is the sword and shield dice? I used it in Warhammer Underworlds and it was a lot easier to understand than a number wound chart. Yeah, it's just, at the end of the day, it's a dice game, isn't it? So a lot of the things, the shields, it's a lot easier to wound than it is to stop a wound. But yeah, it's cool. It keeps it basic, keeps it simple. It means that kids can play, which is a really good idea. Gets other people involved. It means that in my case, it can get spouses involved in a game that's really easy just to see how it works just from watching someone play a turn. And again, it's just not too taxing. So it's going to be great on Christmas Day after we've had Christmas dinner and we can't move. Get this out on the table and have a few games. Michael Haskell says, are there spacey squares on the board to put the columns for the doorway? Yes, there is. So you might not be able to see it, but so one there is that square's in red, that square's in red, that square's in red. This is 2 squares with red on. This is like a thicker pillar. So the Minds of Moria pillars would fit perfectly on there, and the door would go there. So yes, the answer to that is yes. Love the paint job on the goblins, says Nathan. Thanks, man. Thank you.
So I'll start with the stuff that's already in combat. So the spearman with Gandalf.
Next one.
We'll just give him a stab.
Ooh.
And the one with Mary will try and finish him. Okay, so this guy's going to move up and tie up Gandalf.
Okay.
See if he can take him down. Oh, he gets
that's 2. That's not good. Come on, Gandalf. 8. That's 2 wounds. Guess what? Gandalf's already got a wound. Gandalf's out of there, mate. He is dead. The White Wizard will return.
We'll move up there and have a shot at Gimli. Just the one.
Just the one. Yeah, it's fine.
We'll move up there and have a poke at Mary.
No.
These guys will just move up to make themselves relevant. And then the guy at the back, he can move up as well. Bowman, these 2 at the back will have a shot at Gimli. So the one on the left gets a hit.
Who's that?
This one shooting at Gimli.
So Gimli gets to defend, and he gets a shield. Dave, yes, you can borrow some Minas Tirith. If you come through to the studio, mate, you might have to walk round though, brother. I don't think, unless you can get one of the staff members to open the shutter door. If you ask them, they might open it for you. But just come through to the studio, mate, it's fine. You can set what you need.
He'll have a shot at Gimli.
Yeah.
No. This guy will have a shot at Aragorn.
Hold on. In play, mate. He's not here to make friends.
He's going to have a shot at Aragorn.
Oh.
And then the last goblin at the back is just going to move around 1, 2, 3, and stab Frodo.
From there?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. So now it is good activation. Let me just type that just in case Dave's not got his. What's the name? Let me just type this.
So it's quite tough to know what to do as the Fellowship here, because if you just surround Frodo, then you can't take down the goblins, and then weight of numbers and weight of dice will take you down. Whereas if you spread off too much, because the goblins pop up at different locations across the board, they can then squeeze in and take down the hobbits.
Yeah.
Um,
I've got now this is the second game. I think in my head I've worked out the best way to play it as a fellowship. Obviously I'm not going to tell you that is. Right, so it's good activation. Right. Let's do this. This is a struggle now because I'm outnumbered and I can't move Gimli or Merry until I kill that goblin. So Gimli's going to strike him. And he gets 1.
he's dead.
He did. Yeah, boy. If Gimli moves, you get to strike him. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Unless I go there. Because I'm not out of his control zone, so to speak.
Yeah. And then you're.
And I'm also in him. Yeah, so I'll go there. With Gimli.
I think that is the way to do it. Try and tie the goblins up, because if they try and move away,
Yeah.
because they're only 1 wound, they're going down quite easily with a free strike.
Correct. Right. I've still got them 2 and Frodo. Let's see if Frodo can kill this goblin. Oh, he's just out of shot, so I'll change to there. Let's see if Frodo can kill this goblin here. Frodo only gets 1 dice. And he doesn't do it. And he can't move because he'll get a strike against him, which I can't afford, which I don't really want to move him anyway because he's in a good spot for the bowman. So Aragorn will go 1, 2, 3, 4 to there. And Aragorn will strike that goblin. And he gets 1. My dice in this game, mate.
It's the reroll.
It's a reroll. Oh, come on! So you can choose that to be a shield, which you'll obviously do. So I've got Merry left. Merry left.
The eye of Sauron's been shining on us this game.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So Merry's going to do that. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 to there. Because you can't shoot him now because you're a goblin. Unless I kill him, which he probably flipping will now. So 1 attack from Merry.
Superstar Merry.
Oh.
And he does.
Oh no. So not only does he kill him, he's also probably sealed his own fate. That is the end of activations for the Fellowship. We move into turn 7. We'll just pause for a minute. Come in, Dave.
Let's see.
Did they let me through?
Just to go around.
Yeah. Slippery slope. It's a slippery slope.
Sorry to interrupt, mate.
Yeah, don't worry, mate. Can you grab that out there, mate? That bottom box. Will you just take the box with you?
Alright, okay.
You'll have everything in there you need.
Nice.
And then I'll come. If I'm done first, I'll come through.
Yeah.
If not, it's all plenty. Just to set it on there. I'll just do that anyway, unless I come through.
Okay, fine.
Yeah?
Yeah, no,
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you.
Don't let him spend all his money on toys.
It's definitely too late.
So we get another reinforcement and another they are coming. So we get 2 at the entrance.
Oh,
So
this is
2
grim. This is grim.
and 2 by the trapdoor and 1 in the well. So quite a lot of goblins on the board now. So I'll start with the 2 that are in on Gimli. We'll start by hitting Gimli for the first one.
Oh!
Good start.
Gimli gets 2 dice to defend. He's loving life. Is there anything on defense? If Gimli rolls a ring when making a defend roll, he may ignore a club from a cave troll. So that does not come into play at the moment. But I can change that to a shield, so he's fine there. That's big at this stage. We're just over the halfway mark. I've got not much left.
Right, so this one is going to move around here and see if he can finally take out Merry.
Oh, I can't defend it, can I? Let me see what I can do. Oh, I can't. If I roll a ring, I can defend it. So if he rolls a ring, if Mary rolls a ring when making a defend roll, he may choose it to represent 2 shields instead of choosing another result. Okay. Come on. Come on, Mary. Do it for the Shire, mate. For the Shire! Oh, you useless get. He's dead. Oh.
So then the goblin that's in, the other goblin that's in on Gimli,
This one.
will get 2.
Oh, yeah. Come on, Guinness. Oh, that's 2. That's a big hit. 1 minute, he's got 3 wounds. Now he's down to 1. Terrible, terrible.
So the goblin that's adjacent to Frodo is going to see if he can... In fact, no, we'll save that one. Save that.
Savor the pain.
This guy's going to move up and he's going to stab Gimli, see if he can finish him off.
Oh, you're going to get the shield. Closing in.
If he can finish him off.
We cannot get out. We cannot get out.
See if he can finish him off. He's got what he needs.
Oh, that is it. I was just about to, I was hoping to get it so I could say there's still 1 dwarf left in Murray who draws breath, but unfortunately there isn't. So at the minute now it's just Aragorn and Frodo. Can they last another 5 turns? I just haven't got enough killing power now.
Did he go? Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
So the one, in fact, this guy that's come out of here can move there. So 2 chances to try and take down Frodo.
Yeah.
So the first one
No.
whiffs it. Second one, he's got
1.
1.
So Frodo gets 2 dice to defend. He gets the ring. He puts the ring on and he ignores it.
He
Nice.
can scamper away if he wants.
Might be a shout, you know. Might be a shout. You get to go first. This is the problem. You can just tie him up. 2, 3. I'll put him there. So
I've got my bowman, so this guy can move and shoot. This one can't because they're in the way, so he's just gonna. The next turn.
if you're wondering why he's not targeting Frodo, Frodo can't be targeted by ranged.
So that goblin's gonna move up and shoot.
Oh. Oh, for God's sake, how many times have I done that on doing a defensive roll? So that's a wound to Aragorn.
The bowmen have been on fire today.
Yeah, they are. Annoyingly. So, Fellowship activation. I'll activate Frodo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so he'll move into the corner and he's going to throw a stone. Oh no, he's not got. He's not got throw stone. Oh, for frig's sake! So he can't throw stones. In that case, he. 1, 2, so you could go diagonal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's still getting anyway. Yeah, I'll keep him in the corner. Aragorn will attempt to kill the guy that he stood next to. I can make that turn into 2 swords, which I will, so it's like 4 swords, mate. So you are dead, boy. And then he'll go there. And we're now on to turn 8. Haskell says, wonder when Gollum will pop up, pinch the ring off the floor prone and resume his search in the depths of mountains. Aaron Somerville is looking a bit bleak for the good guys. It is looking very bleak indeed for the good guys. 42 people watching, wowzers.
So we get 2 in the entrance and 1 by each trapdoor.
What do you think? What do you think? Looking at it, this it's a very one-sided game. The last game was kind of the other way till right towards the end. But from what you've seen, what do you think? Is it something that you think you'll enjoy with your family or your friends? Jump in the chat, let us know.
So, Goblin on Aragorn.
This
I'll
one?
try and chop him up.
One.
That's what he needs.
Oh, loves it, mate. Loves it.
A lot of goblins to move now. 2, 3, 4. I'll save his attack for the end. Just. There we go. They're the only two that can get in. I'll save them for the end. He'll try and stab Aragorn. Miss. I'm assuming I can stab through my own.
Yeah, I'd say so, yeah. So that you change that to a hit. Aragorn defends and loves it. So that is a wound. Again, off Aragorn is down to 1 wound.
Try and stab Aragorn. Finish him off.
Oh, he's got. Ooh, shielded.
And then just moving up.
This is.
He'll have a
The only
pot-
saving grace I've got is when I'm in the corner. There's only so many goblins can get in.
He's gonna have a pot shot at Aragorn.
Oh. Ooh.
He's gonna have a pot shot.
Nope.
Can't see him. Go on, he'll have a shot at Aragorn.
Yeah. No. He lives to fight another day.
So the two in pinned Frodo in the corner. See if we can finish that high. He's got the 1.
Yes.
And the other one, try and finish him off. 1 again.
Oh! And that is Frodo dead. I think. Should we call it?
Yeah.
I don't think Aragorn on 1 wound left can do much here.
There's no way.
I think that was yeah, it was a foregone conclusion in the end. So the Fellowship got absolutely battered in that one. In the game that we had before, the Fellowship was smashing it up until about turn 6 or 7, and then it was literally I got a bit brave, and because I was killing everything really quick, I just kind of spread out with my Fellowship, and then Matt was able just to pick things off, and he killed Frodo, and I was chasing the game from then on. I think the trick is to get Frodo in a corner and shield him, and use your ranged. So anything that's close, use the hobbits to throw stones at them, and then using Aragorn and Legolas to ping shots off at your bowman and make you come and then jump out, kill, come back, jump out, kill, come back.
Yeah.
I think that's how I'd play it next time. But then that can all be, you know, I was going to say something in the wind, but I won't. If the cave troll rocks up, let's just start smashing things to pieces.
I think I got a bit lucky with some dice as well, like the
Your
one
bowfire.
dice bowman.
Yeah, your bowfire was a joke. But I think it's a really cool game. I recommend trying it. I would highly say if you're one of the more skeptical, where you think, you know, it's not that great, it's an old sprue, blah blah blah. Fine, but give it a go. Go in a GW store and try it out, because it's a lot of fun. Think about it this way. This is why I think about it. Everyone's like focusing on the fact that it's old sprues, which I understand. By the way, I'm not saying you're right or you're wrong. They could have just give you cardstock tokens of the characters' faces, and I would prefer the models. You know, if it was a board game by any other company, I think the price point is going to be the thing that makes people's minds up. But as far as the game goes, I think it's a fun little game. There's enough in there to keep you occupied for quite a few games, I think.
And I think having played it through as the Fellowship, if I was in your shoes, I'd now be wanting to break the game up, see how I can get one over evil.
Yeah, definitely. And it's got like little things. So in the back of the book, once you've played it through a few times, let's just say you play it through a few times and you find a tactic that's working for you as the Fellowship, it's got little targets to say, you know, see if you can play the game and get Gimli to kill a goblin every turn of the game. See if you can play the game and get Legolas to do whatever. There's other little targets, so there's enough there to keep it going. And there's no reason why, at all, you could house rule some profile cards for, you know, things that are not Moria goblins, things, you know, other like orcs, whatever. You know, just to get that longevity out of it if you've already got the models. But I think it's really good. I really enjoyed it. I like it more than I expected to like it. I was probably in the mindset of thinking, it's just, you know, it's not SBG, is it? That mindset. But it's not supposed to be. Now I've played it. I can see exactly what it is. It's a game that you just happen to be using SBG models as the tokens. I think it's a lot of fun. I like the way there's the line of sight blockers. I need to use them more. So I think getting into the corner here, especially around these big ones, would be beneficial. Let's see what they're saying. Where are we? Adam Harrison, really enjoying it. Tom Sherlock says, it looks like fun, mate. Defo, pick it up and put it in my regular rotation of games. I don't think you'll be disappointed. Sebastian says, I think I'll definitely pick this up. Will probably be easier to convince people to play it with me. Yeah, I totally agree. Unless the price is stratospheric, I'm a buyer, says Aaron. Good man. There must often come a tipping point with the Fellowship where the lack of active bodies can be a problem, but looks a lot of fun. Yes, it does, and I think that's why from turn one, you've really got to think about every single move.
Well, they do say that in the little rule booklet that each move and the order of activations is very important. So I think that's probably key to the Fellowship getting a victory. Yeah,
I didn't get to use throw stones once. When I thought I was going to use it, I realised that the one I was going to use it with, I can't throw stones. The fact that rule's in there, 3 of the characters have got it, I think could be key.
Yeah, I think they're probably supposed to hang back with Frodo and shield and stuff getting close.
Because that's the thing, what I kept forgetting. So you could be protecting them a couple of squares away so the spearmen can't get close to them, but because they can throw into combat, there's nothing to say they can't. So they could be throwing into combat, which then frees up your heroes then to move without the risk of the thingy strike, sudden strike. So yeah, there's loads of ways, and I think it's not. I think it'll take a few games to master, but I think once you do, you could have some pretty good games. And then obviously I've only played it from the Fellowship side. It'd be interesting to play it from the Goblin side once we are more familiar with the tactics that you need to employ, and then how to stop your opponent employing them tactics.
Yeah, I think you set up a defensive structure in the middle here. I think if you moved that back into that corner game one, then you're only really trapdoor in the well.
Yeah.
And there are only 1 or 2 goblins coming through, whereas because you were more central, stuff was coming at you from all sides.
Yeah. I realised as well, so it's quite hard because it's a square board system. It's quite hard to get all around them with the man-sized models to stop the shots coming in. So in reality, getting them into the corner, you don't have to get all the way around them. You just got to cover 2 sides to make that square defense. But then still, you're shooting in that game. You know, was it turn 2? Legolas died, and he's my guy. He's my sniper. He's rolling 3 dice to shoot anything on the board that he can see.
And again, I don't think it came out in that game, but his 1 ring ability, if he gets a ring on his shooting dice, he gets to shoot another.
He gets another, so he gets to shoot again at a different target. So it's cool. There's enough rules in there to keep it interesting. There's enough ways to play it to keep it interesting. I would highly recommend playing it. Phil says, I wish they would put a solo play AI in some games like this.
I don't think it'd take much to add that in.
Yeah, I agree.
Move towards or target the closest.
Yeah, I think I think Matt's right. I think anyone who's a bit sort of that way minded, like with rule system for games and stuff, would come up with something quite easy, and you could still get a lot of fun out of it. But also, I suppose playing it on your own and playing both sides, you'd learn a lot about the different tactics and what to do. Nick, what's thoughts on a potential price point? I think it's going to be around 40 quid. I think it's going to be around 40 quid. What about you?
Yeah, I think 35 quid I think would be a nice price point, but I agree it'll probably end up about 40.
I think about 40.
But then if it's 40, then it's not far off 35 once you've got it from if you get it from...
Yeah, your friendly local gaming store once you get your discount. The thing I look at, the board's lovely, the cards are lovely. The instruction book, if I just show you, it's not hard. It's an odd shape. It's the same size as the box. We noticed that earlier. But there's not many pages. There is 8 including the back page, 8 pages of rules. So there's not a lot to rule. But the point I'm trying to make is there's not a lot there. So we might be off the mark. But I think looking at it, I would say this is going to be in GW on the shelves for about 35 quid, 40 quid, I'd say. I think it will be a saving on buying the Cave Troll, the Goblins, and the Fellowship by about a £5. So you're basically getting the game as a bonus for buying them. And it's not even, like I say, it's not even a case of they're just trying to get rid of old sprues in the warehouse, because they're new sprues, they're a different colour. So yeah, I think it's worth it anyway. I do think it's worth it. They are old sprues. I have a bit of a love for Mori Goblins anyway. From the B-Sign streams that I do with Damien and looking back through all the old models, these are the models that I think these were the first models that everybody had back in the day when they were getting into this game. And they're still great models. They're still great. Mike Oscar says, normally for Colt making a difference then? No. So was it a combination of dice and cards which largely determine the direction each game took? Yeah, so the cards play a big role because they kind of dictate where I'm going to go next and what I'm going to do.
The next turn would have been the Cave Troll.
On the next turn. And what can the Cave Troll move?
So move 6.
Yeah, so the Cave Troll takes up 6 squares, but he doesn't move like 4 squares. 4 squares he takes up. He doesn't move 4 squares at a time. He's still only move like 6 inches. They're inch squares. So it would have took him 2 or 3 turns to get to me in the corner. I think try it. That's what I'd say. I'd say give it a go and try it. I think you'd be pleasantly surprised. It's going to be 45 quid, says Dean Palmer. Is that confirmed, Dean? Do let us know. So 45 quid at your local gaming store is what? 37-ish? What is it? Let's have a look.
36? 46? No, 36. It's 20%.
Yeah, 36. For 36 quid, I'd buy that all day long. 36 quid if you get it from your local gaming store. Dips to around 40 quid from your favourite. Well, 36 quid if it's 20. But if you're getting 20% off, it's 36. That's all right. I think 40 quid. I think if you're new to the game, and you bought it for 40 quid. I think you're getting 40 quid's worth of value out of it.
Or if you've got kids that
yeah
want to play but aren't really up for a full game of SBG, but like the models, like the setting, it's quite nice.
I think the people who are not going to get value from it are people who already have a Fellowship and already have Mori Goblins and don't need them. I think then 40 quid for the board and the cards, that's when it gets a bit iffy. But for everyone else, as an entry into the game, into the system, into Games Workshop, I think it's all right. I'd pay 36 quid for that.
And if you look at it from another perspective as well, it potentially isn't aimed at SBG.
I don't think it is.
Could be get it in Waterstones, get it in
Yeah. I don't think it is.
game shops.
Yeah, I don't think it is. It doesn't feel like it is.
No.
I think the fact that we're using these is kind of a two-pronged thing. They're better than card discs with faces on, and they are an introduction into miniatures and miniature painting
Yeah.
and SBG and wargaming as a whole. So yeah,
Board gamers would give it a go. Maybe interested in taking the step into SBG.
yeah.
Um,
I think
so it's an interesting product. I think it's good to see them doing it. Something a bit different.
yeah, I'm glad they're doing it, and I'm glad they're happy to step out of the comfort zone and try it. Wasn't there another game like this pre-lockdown? Quest to Mount Doom or something like that. I'm sure there was, or it was announced and it didn't happen or something. I don't know. I'm sure it did. But yeah, all right, we'll call it there. Thank you everyone for tuning in. There's still 35 of you guys watching. I hope you enjoyed watching me get smashed. Let us know if you liked it. We're gonna do some more live stuff. There's gonna be some live Marvel games being played on the channel coming soon. Matt is gonna get some games in and stream them, and I'll just jump in the chat because I don't know how to play it. But yeah, lots more live stuff coming. We are back in the studio now. We've actually been spending a majority of our day today, even this morning when I should have been working, discussing the steps that Top Table is going to take, where it's going to go, what we're going to do, plans. There was talk about different series, talk about events coming up. One event which I'm extremely excited for. Well, two events that I'm extremely excited for. One of them, regulars will know and heard me talk about Tolkien a lot. There'll be an announcement coming in December for that, and then another announcement in January for another event next year, which will be very, very cool. But yeah, that's it for tonight. I think we will tune out. We'll go and get some dinner. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much. Please do jump in Top Table Gaming Community Facebook group and let us know what you did think about the game, and if you're thinking of picking it up. But thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. I've been Steve,
And I've been Matt.
and we'll see you later.
Cheers.
Where's my cursor so I can turn it off?